All right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Let me just address this right here. Okay. All right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What's going on, everybody? It's a nice summer day out here. Um, I don't know. It might rain. I don't know. I don't know if I'm hearing thunder or somebody roll out the garbage. But anyways. Um, Welcome, everyone. I'm gonna let some people join in over here until we get this live stream. It's gonna be good. Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hopefully, it doesn't rain on me during this live stream. I hope. How are you doing? Urahara's shop. Okay, nice, interesting name. Oh man, it's nice and hot out here today. Jib Jib. Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome, guys. Welcome. We're just joining in, going live here. Um, all right. Uh, so I hope you guys are doing well. I mean, it's the COVID stuff happening, going around out here. So hopefully you guys are doing okay. It's anime. This is Eunice. Eunice. Ah, okay. Allah. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome, Eunice. All right. Um, so let's get right into it. My thoughts. What's going on today in the current situation? Well, first of all, let's just talk a little bit about the news today, man. Trump is the book came out, and apparently they're saying he lied on his SAT, and he lied his way into college, and therefore he's lying about everything else, and his parents are also um, abusing him or whatever, and that's why maybe he might be, he might be the way he is because of that. I don't know if that's actually true. I mean, look, I'll put it this way: is it pretty crappy and pretty shitty that he lied on his for his SAT? Yeah, but I think everybody in college cheated, right? I don't think that most people around here right now would admit that they cheated at some point in college. Wow, we're getting some thunder here, so hopefully it won't be that bad. Let's see. Hopefully I don't get rained on, but let's just do the live stream. I might have to end the live stream early, but whatever. It's still sunny, that's why I don't get it. But anyways, but do I think his base is gonna really worry about that? I'm not sure. I don't think his base is gonna worry about it. I mean, the man has came out openly and said that he would or he could kill somebody in broad daylight in the middle of New York City, and nobody would care about it. Like he would still get votes, and I really believe it. I think that there are people that are loyal to him, and no matter what he does, he's gonna get their votes. Right? It's just how it is. Um, so is that book gonna be anything different? I don't know. I don't know. But apparently, there's like other news going on too. Like apparently, he's gonna withdraw from the World Health Organization. Um, Apparently, what they're saying is that oh yeah, and his policy, the ICE policy about how if you are a foreign student and you are enrolled in an American college, like physically enrolled, like not an online university, if that university is now moving to an online platform, you have to transfer to a university that's going to be in person, or you got to go back to your country. Um, and I don't know what the hell they're thinking about with that. I mean, that is, I don't know. It's pretty crazy to me, you know. And then they have like this thing about the U.S. government possibly banning, TikTok and whatnot. So hold on, let me just adjust this real quick. Let's see if this is a little better. Oh, god damn it, that's a little tight, man. Okay. Oh, whoops! What did I do here? How do I get rid of this thing? Oh my god, what did I do? Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Um, so yeah, I mean, are they gonna avoid TikTok or ban TikTok? I don't know. I mean, this is crazy, but I mean, if you guys are on TikTok, you better get your stuff. You better get all your TikToking out before they change everything out. Is Trump gonna win the election? That's the $1 million question, Jib Jib. Is Trump gonna win the election? I mean, if I knew that answer, I would be a political strategist. I mean, I'd be out there, making it happen. Um, Alaikum salam, Amir. Welcome. But I think if you asked me about 4 months ago if Trump was going to win, I would have said, yeah, he's definitely going to win. But with this COVID situation and the way things are moving, if he goes in a current trajectory, he is losing his base and the confidence of the American people. But he's got a wild card, and that is that he is the commander in chief. And what does that mean? Well, let's say instead of giving $1,300 or $1,200 a month, he starts saying, you know what, for the next 4 months, I'm going to give you $4,000 a month. You don't think that would make some people happy? Of course it would, right? I mean, he's going to give, that he can buy his election essentially, right? He could reverse some trade things on China. He could, fix that USMCA agreement with Canada. He could change some of that DACA, the Dreamer stuff, right? And that could muster up some of his support, right? So, I mean, I don't know. By the way, I apologize if you're getting wind feedback. I apologize. That nice, cool air before the storm is coming in. So I apologize, but I'm loving it out here, and I don't feel like moving yet. So you're gonna have to deal with it, okay? But yeah. So is it definitely over for Donald Trump? I don't think so. But right now, if he doesn't do anything different and he travels on his current trajectory, he could very well lose the election. And I don't know. He would need. Well, some of these acts he could pass executive orders. Some of these things he wouldn't need. But there's definitely some things where he'll need congressional approval for. So yes, I mean he does have a certain degree of power, being the commander in chief, but there's a lot of things that he cannot do as well too. It really falls, if I'm correct, under the line of whether it is a matter of national interest or if it's something that falls within the executive branch. I think in those cases he can get away with doing a few things, like for example, like shutting down the border, stopping trade with China, these kinds of things, like trade deals. This all falls within the executive branch. So because they don't really affect. I mean, well, they don't really deal with laws within like the states and things like that. These are more international things, and that falls under the domain of the executive branch. So yeah, it's a little bit tricky in that sense, but that's what it is. All right. So other than that, I mean, like we've got an uptick in corona because a lot of these red states haven't been social distancing. They think it's fake and blah 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 blah. And my God, Texas now has mandatory face mask coverings in public, and I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people have these different conspiracy theories, and me personally, I don't care for them. I mean, all I know is that COVID can be deadly, and it is a real thing, and so I'm not taking a risk. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but for me, I'm not taking a risk with it. I try to avoid. I keep hand sanitizer. I keep the face mask, and I'm just I'm trying to limit what I do outside and so forth and so on. So I don't know. I mean, but I do know that this could be the potential second wave, just before, the fall season. I don't know. Um, yeah, exactly. So even if it's made in the lab, exactly. Even if it's made in the lab or whatever conspiracy theory you believe in, I mean, it's deadly, right? People believe that AIDS was made in the lab, right? But AIDS, no one's going to dispute the fact that HIV and AIDS, or I should say HIV was made in the lab. Nobody could deny that HIV can be deadly, can be fatal for you, right? So, I mean, whatever you believe in. Um, yeah, I mean, what can you do, Jib Jib? I mean, that's their prerogative. What are you going to do? What else are we going to talk about, guys? We've got, oh, there's a bunch of stuff happening now with, this whole thing. I was reading this article about how, what's his name? And the guy in Brazil, Bolsonaro or Bolsonaro. I don't even know his goddamn name, man. The guy's Bolsonaro. I think Bolsonaro. I think he got COVID. He's an example of a guy that was like saying, "Oh, COVID is not that real. Don't worry, it's not that bad of a thing. Go out and do your thing, have a fun time, enjoy." And boom, he got it, right. And that's a prime example. You know, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. All I can say is whatever you do, just stay the hell away from me. I don't want none of your COVID germs around me. Don't bother me. Don't come to my house. Don't shake my hand. Don't cough on me. Don't do anything with me. But anyways, no, that's not a COVID cough. It's just I think I'm outside here and I feel like the pollen in the air right here. I got a bunch of flowers and stuff, so I'm inhaling that right now. But anyways, so let's talk about something else. About the current climate. Oh, there's a plane. Let's wait for that to go by. Okay, sorry about that, guys. The helicopter's going now. Okay, so let's talk about the current climate, about Muslims right now and what we're doing. Right? Let's talk about that. Um, you know what? I've been wanting to watch that hijab podcast. Oh, by the way, there's gonna be a really cool show coming up. Mahin did on his own show on Sultans and Sneakers. Um, Sorry, Mahin, if I drop us a little early, but it's gonna be. I think it's really cool to talk about. It's gonna be a show with a transsexual hafiz. Like he apparently was a hafiz before he became a tranny, a transsexual, or I don't know what trans neutral, gender binary, whatever you call them. All these names, I don't know. Um, And so, yeah, Mahin does a show with him, and it's gonna be wild. Like, I mean, we were talking about it. He came back. It was so crazy for him. Mahin had to come back to my house at like 10 o'clock at night to decompress. Like, I don't even know, like what that. I didn't even know what that meant. Like when he called me, when he like messaged me, and he's like, "Yo, I need to decompress after that show," and I'm like, "Wow, is that heavy?" Um, and so it is what it is. But I look forward to hearing it. You know, uh, yeah. I mean, I had to give him some of that right wing alt bro therapy, bro. I had to tell him, screw them fair, screw them people. I don't care about about what people think. We're never gonna accept trannies and cross dressers and whatever. You're never gonna get me to accept that. Um, you know, you heard him from a sheikh from Chicago. Wow, that's crazy. That's pretty crazy. But I can't wait to hear that. I mean, you know what? I think that's part of the problem. I think, and this is kind of in line with what I was talking about, was our current situation, and that me and Mahi were talking about this too. That we can't, as a community, like listen to the other side without being like just totally turned off. Like, I'm not saying you have to embrace what this tranny is talking about, right? Or even like what a right wing or a behavioral scientist like Edward Dutton, whatever, you don't have to agree with that. But at least hear the people out before you make your argument, because I believe that in listening to these people, there are certain things that you can agree with and take from them and say, wait a minute, I can add that to an argument that I already have, right? Or at the very least, I can at least understand their perspective before I create a rebuttal to it, or before I even have a reaction to it. I mean, there's been times where, you know, I've been put in uncomfortable situations where I'm forced to hear people talk a certain way about Islam, and in the very beginning, it would make me mad. I'd be like, "Oh, dude, screw that guy, that piece of shit asshole. I don't want to listen to him, right? That piece of shit. He's a bastard, whatever." But you have to hear it, right? Like you have to hear it, and then like you kind of just so that you can get past that and try to get the content. And I know there's a difference of opinion on that, about, especially when it comes to Surah Al-Nisa, verse 140, where it says, do not sit with them until they change their conversation and so forth. But you got to understand that for some people, like, this is not insulting. This is the way they talk. Like, you could talk this way about Jesus to them or their mother, and they wouldn't give a crap. Right? You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, it is what it is, right? So once you get past that initial shock and that initial, um, that initial anger, try to look at the point, and then I'm not saying don't be angry, but direct your anger is what I'm trying to say, right? You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, Allahumma ameen. May Allah preserve you. Allahumma ameen. But yeah, you're right. There are a lot of hufad that, especially in Somali culture, South Asian culture, and some other African cultures, they push you to become a hafiz, right? Like by the time you're like, 10 years old, 11 years old, you've already memorized the Quran, but you don't know a lick of Arabic, you don't understand the meaning behind it or whatever. But they just said, oh, we're gonna make you a hafiz of the Quran, right? Yeah, there you go. But anywho, but unfortunately, that just becomes a routine, right? It's like every Ramadan, just before Ramadan, they lead a few rak'ah tarawih, and that's it, right? There's really no attachment, and I think this was one of the cases with this guy. Like he just did it for his parents or for his mother or because people around him were doing it, and that's just how it works, right? It was just the system, right? So that doesn't. So I don't think like it would be a trip to me if he became a hafid after becoming a transsexual. Like that would be, I would be like mind blown, bro. Like if that happened to, I mean, if that was the case, I'd be like, what the frick, right? You know what I mean? But apparently, this guy doesn't believe, excuse me, that he's like um, like he doesn't believe he's in sin. He believes that he's still like he has his own interpretation of what the story about Qawm Lut is, right? And it's just crazy, but I can't wait for it to drop. Anyway, I don't want to give too much of it away. I'm just giving a little teaser, but be on the lookout for that one definitely. Um, oh, somebody brought up Masvidal. Now I wish I looked like George Masvidal or Jorge Masvidal. I keep calling him George, but he's a beast. But that fight's coming up. Oh, by the way, Habib's father passed away. Allah yarhamu. He passed away. Abdul Manap. Nur Magomedov. May Allah accept from him and give him Jannah. But that's going to be a tough one because he's got a fight coming up, and I can't wait to see that fight. But apparently, a lot of people are heading towards Abu Dhabi right now to fight island. It's on Sir Bani Yas, which is the island of Bani Yas, which is a pretty cool thing. So it looks like the UAE is doing it big, which is nice. I'm happy to say that. I wish we could get some MMA fighters on my show. That would be great. I would love to chop it up with them. But yeah, I mean, I think another thing that we were talking about in relation to this, me and Mahi were talking about like getting guests on that are not traditional. Like they don't even have to be Muslims. Like just bringing on people that will change your mindset or be able to spark a conversation with you, right? Like that is something that I believe is very healthy for the mind to grow. It's very healthy for two reasons. Either you're going to benefit and you're going to apply the good from it, or you're going to strengthen your own argument. You get what I'm saying? Like you're going to understand the art, you're gonna benefit from it in some way or somehow, as long as like you have a good head on your shoulder. I'm not saying that the common person should just go in there and do all that and just run around and start debating people. No, but if you have some kind of foundation and you're around good people and you're around good mashayikh or people that can help you and keep you grounded, it's not always bad to listen to the other side, as long as you're prepared to give to know where you stand on it. And that's why I have no problem listening to people who claim to be Muslims and think they're gay, or they're tranny, or they believe in evolution, or they believe that, for example, Al Mahdi is not real, or Sayyidina Isa is dead. He died, and then he'll come back later on. I've heard all kinds of arguments like this, right? There are among Muslims people that believe that Sayyidina Isa died, right? And then he will come back. And apparently, this is not a new belief. This is something that is, an old belief that was around before, a minority opinion. But nonetheless, if you tell a common Muslim this, he'll say you're a kafir, maybe, possibly. And I think we should learn to listen a little bit more. Now, with that being said, in light of all this drama that was going on, and the man himself, Mahi Natia, I'm sure some of y'all saw there was some kind of war going on Twitter between Daniel and Mahin and other people involved. I think that kind of stuff is a little bit counterproductive, if you ask me. But I still think you could benefit from Yaqeen and you could benefit from Daniel, right? And I personally just saw Daniel's last video about the 6-step program of how the LGBT community had for a plan to change, straight America, and how they're applying that to the same principles to the Muslim community. And I found that to be an interesting video. I mean, I didn't know about some things about that, right? And I think that was pretty cool. But I equally appreciate, for example, Asadullah al-Andalusi's article on, for example, that ayah in Surah Tariq, Bayna Sulbi wa Thara'ib, right? Like this ayah about the fluid emanating or coming from between the backbone and the spine, right? Or I'm sorry, or the frontal area, whatever it may be, right? I think the rib cage and the spine, right? And his article on that was, I agree with everything, but I think it was brilliantly done. I think there was a lot of comments or commentary in that and research in that you could benefit from, right? Like, I'm not going to read that article and say, oh my God, everything Yaqeen is putting out is kufr and making people, I think some of the problem is that we jump to assumptions that, if you do this, if you do A and B in like 10.5 years, you're going to be a grave worshiper or you're going to be a kafir, right? And I don't think it's that black and white. I don't think you could say that, that you have to stay away from that, because it's that whole slippery slope argument that, hey, you got to avoid that, because if you don't, then you're going to fall down, right? And I think that doesn't work for everything. And I think some people are taking that method and blowing it up and saying, well, there's an imminent danger, and if we don't do anything about it now and attack it in full swing, that we're gonna end up like murtadin. And I don't see it that way, right? I understand there is a threat. I'm not denying that there's a threat there, but I believe there's a better way to tackle it. There's a better way to deal with it, a better way to engage with it. And that's how I feel about it, right? I mean, I don't know how, you guys, your take on it, but yeah, I agree. There are many gems. Honestly, there are tons of people out there that are gems that people don't know about. Abu Amina, like, I think he's great, man. I mean, people use his website all the time, and and he does a lot of good stuff, man. Like, I mean, just the translation work that he does, man. I mean, it's golden, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he gets nowhere near the credit that he deserves, or he gets. He deserves. He gets. I don't see that, right? So there are a lot of people out there that are really putting, some work into this, right? There are people that put in work and they put in effort, and they should be, appreciated and respected. You don't have to agree with everything, but you can respect them for what they're doing, because they're trying. Their goal is your goal, right? We're trying to get to the level. We're trying to get to the heavens, right? We're trying to die upon Islam. We're trying to preserve Islam for our generations and for our children and for our families and for our own selves, right? So, it's tough. It's not easy to be a Muslim. Yeah, Mubin Vaid, and what a humble guy. What a humble guy. Like and I think that there are many people out there like this. I think we should definitely highlight people like this. I mean, I know Noman Ali Khan is a little bit of a controversial figure, but I think he's still a gem in terms of what he provides as a mufassir of the Quran. I wouldn't say he's a scholar, but does he have a right, the qualifications, I should say, to interpretate ayat of the Quran? I would say, yeah. I mean, I'm no scholar. You don't take my word on that, but I think he is qualified to make tafsir of the Quran, and I think that's pretty amazing, right? I don't personally like everything Omar Suleiman does, but he's an activist. Me and Mahin talked. He's a social activist, and that is important for a certain segment of the community, and I can't underestimate that, right? But it doesn't mean I have to disrespect the guy. You get what I'm saying, guys? I mean, there's a different approach, and that also means, like, in how we deal with each other, how we refute each other, and things like that. Yeah, I agree. I agree, 100%, Jib Jib. And it should be in good taste, right? I mean, so, that's what I feel. But you know, I think in general, we gotta uplift the mindset that we have, guys. Right? It's not just like, get away from this group mentality that my homies are on this page and your homies are on that page, and so I gotta support them, and get away from that, right? Like, just think about what's going to elevate your mind. Like, how are you going to be a critical thinker? How are you going to be somebody that's going to offer, defend your belief, or think like, how are you going to explain your belief to your children or people around you or your coworkers, right? Because you're going to be asked with some very tough questions, right? You're going to be asked with a lot of questions that you need to be able, like, to say, 15 years ago, to say, oh, the Quran says so, and it's a perfect book. It might have been a good answer, right? But be honest with yourself. Is that answer going to work with majority of the non-Muslims? Probably not, right? It's very sad to say, but there are a lot of Muslims out there that are non-Muslims that know more about Islam than Muslims, right? A lot. They study the hadith, they study tafsir, they study the different opinions. They take the time to learn the Quran and so forth and so on. Even speak the Arabic language. Let's be honest, they're putting in the work, so naturally they're going to learn more, and that kind of gives me a bit of a different topic in a slight way. My man Fareed responds. He made a video about Jay Smith. For those of you in the UK, Jay Smith is a loser, a big loser who tries to always go to speaker's corner and tries to act like he knows the Quran, and like he tries to push this theory that the Kaaba and Mecca was not actually in Saudi Arabia, but it was in Jordan and Petra. I mean, all kinds of crazy stuff, right? He brings this guy named Al Fadi, who claims to be like this Khaliji. I don't even think it's Khaliji to be. I think he's like some kind of Shami guy that lived in the Khalij. Yeah, he is a scrub. He is a laughing stock. He is a humiliation. He is an utter disgrace. And my man, I'm gonna put this in the text for those of you that don't know. Fareed responds. Just look this up. This is the guy's channel. What a great brother, man, a Bahraini brother. Man, he just been killing them, man. I'm talking about what's his face? That stupid idiot, Ridvan, and then that stupid apostate prophet, that guy, David Wood, Sam Shamoun, Jay Smith, Al Fadi, all these people. Fareed had just been Abdullah Samir in Canada, Abdullah Gondal, these two Pakistani so-called ex-Muslims, whatever. One was a Ahmadi or Shi'i. I don't know what the hell he was, but he became a Muslim for a while, and then he left Islam because he said talaq one too many times, and he couldn't deal with the fact that he couldn't say talaq more than 3 times. Yeah, you know what? Nobody but the hardcore. Yeah. I mean, Jay Smith is a loser. But a shout out to the UK brothers, man. What's that guy? Asrar Rashid, is that his name? Asrar. The is that his name? Asrar, right? The guy, the Deobandi guy. He Yeah, he debated that woman. What's her name? Hatun, whatever, Khanum or something, whatever her name was. The Turkish mulhida, whatever her name is. Asrar Rashid, yeah. And he drank poison. My man drank poison. He straight up drank poison, like on the stage. I mean, he just no. I know he's more brave, but I mean, I'm not gonna get into the whole sect thing, but props to him, man. Like he straight up just drank. He pulled out this poison out of his trench coat and just like. He's like, yeah, because she's like, oh, if you eat 7 dates, it'll protect you from poison and magic and sihr. And my man just pulled it out. Yeah, and in the hot, yeah, that was the same one. Mahin, my man pulled out poison, bro. Now I don't recommend everyone to do that. Um, no, apparently she came out of. There was some other organized debate. Maybe some of the UK brothers can comment on that, but I saw that one little that clip, and but honestly, if I was in Speaker's Corner, man, I would hang out with Uncle Omar, man. Uncle Omar is a riot, bro. He is a riot. There's this guy. There's a clip of him, man. You gotta watch him. He's like, Wallahi, you're a gay. Wallahi, you're a gay. Uncle Omar is a crazy guy, man. Oh man, he's jokes, man. He is jokes. Yeah, but yeah, he drank poison. He drank it. I don't know what was the content of the bottle, but apparently there was poison. It was like this blue poison bottle, and he straight up drank it. You know. Yeah, I want to go to the UK. I really do. And let me know what you guys think. I think the Mad Mamluks, and we want to come out there and not just hold a podcast for us, but I mean, I want to hold a session where like all the UK podcasters, the Blood Brothers, Freshly Grounded. There's some other brothers out there too. I forget their names. I'm sorry. I'm bad with podcasts. I don't even listen to my own show. So don't be offended. I love you guys. I hear clips and bits and pieces. But don't be offended. I love the content you guys are putting out. I just don't have the time to watch it. Well, I do have it. I just don't care to watch it because, I don't even like listening to my own shit, to be honest. I'm just going to be honest with you guys, all right? But I just say it out there. EF Dawa, yeah, a lot of them. A lot of good people, man. A lot of good people. I see clips and I wanna hold a massive roundtable. Like everybody just chop it up. You know what I mean? Like and it'll be great. I mean, I think and I hope to do that, and we can just kind of cross collaborate. I'd love to go to Speaker's Corner and get on a megaphone and yell at some people because we don't have that in America, right? I mean, I don't know how that would be though. Maybe one of y'all might need to hold me back because I'm not used to people that cursing in my face. So maybe I might throw it right. I don't know, but especially like a guy like Avi Yemeni, you know what I mean? Like that little twerp. And I'm Yemeni too. So when I see a little Yemeni Yehudi like him who's never been to Yemen and he uses the name Yemeni, it bothers me because there are Yehudi from Yemen, Yemenites that have no problem with Yemen. He's a piece of shit. So I don't know how well I deal with a guy like that, but I think Ali Dawa did with him pretty well. So that's pretty good. We have great ulama here too. Yeah. No, I agree. To be honest, I think most ulama would not be on Speaker's Corner because it's for the jahid. To be honest, floating man, it's cool for the layman and for the one to make dawah, but most of it is jahil stuff, right? You have people. It's just for arrogance, it's for hulu. Like, hey, I'm gonna beat you in your argument. It's not about truth. It's about winning the audience, right? And those kind of people are insincere. So I understand their position. I wouldn't want a serious alim or a sheikh to be at Speaker's Corner. In my honest opinion, my humble opinion. I think that they're built for academia and for scholarly debates and for teaching, right? Those who want to learn can sit with them. Those who don't want to learn can just, buzz off, right? Exactly. What's that guy? He has that channel. Like he has that one Indian guy, like content over everything. That guy, I love his channel. He has that little beginning that he does, and I love that. I love that little thing that he does, that little ring thing he does in the beginning. It's funny. But I think for me, it's just drama. Yeah, it's a circus, right? But I want to visit it. I think Maheen will love it. I think Maheen has that mobile podcast format where he would be out there with like interviewing random people. I wouldn't want to interview the Muslims though. I want to interview like the Brits. Like I want to interview like Britain's first and like stupid Tony Robinson followers and like people that like Majid Nawaz. I want to see what these stupid asses think. And just kind of make a Robinson. Yeah, I would interview the man. I would interview him. I would tell him, you and Majid Nawaz are bitches, but still, let's talk. I don't mind talking to bitches. I mean, it's just how I feel. I don't mind. You know what I mean? Like he's a coward. Actually, it's funny because the guy we had on our show, Edward Dutton, him and Richard Spencer, they mock Tommy Robinson, saying that he sucks up to the Jews in Israel and he can't be a man by himself. And I was laughing when I heard it. Like there was a chick on there and two dudes, and they were just clowning on Tommy Robinson. So, oh really? Oh, and Nabeel. Yeah, hey, listen, that's another guy we got to get. I think we need to really get on Nabeel Aziz. I'm gonna host him one of these days and just get a long format where we just talk about the real stuff, not just like the banter. I mean, let's truly get to know the man and see what his view. Because a lot of people, we did a whole series and episode about kind of indirectly about him, and I feel like we owe him. I think the man is owed a response. So, Nabeel, if you're out there listening, make sure that we organize that because I want to get you on. Another thing I'm going to be doing is some of you brothers out there in the UK, you guys are familiar with Sunni Defense Force, right? I think some of you guys in the UK. Wait, who lives near you, Nadia? Who lives near you? But Sunni Defense Force, they are like the anti-Rawafid channel. I'm going to be doing some things with them with my man Hassan Ibn Hussein and also Ali Bunur. I think we're going to be doing things with them. And I can't wait. I mean, because, I think some of these scumbags, losers, like that are pretending to be like moderate, and they are tainting the name of Islam on social media, and I can't wait to do some collaboration stuff with the Sunni Defense Force. I love those brothers. I've been following them forever and ever, like anti-Majus and all these things. I love that channel. I love it. Sunni Defense, thank you. That's the name. Thank you. Yeah, I love that stuff. Right? He used to Tommy Robert. Oh, well, that's nice. Maybe you can give him a good slap. No, I'm just kidding, Nadia. Don't get in trouble. I don't want to advocate violence. All right. Then Tommy Robinson's going to come up on my channel and be like, look, this Muslim in America is advocating a jihad on me. The no-go zones in the Britain. I mean, loser. Anyway, who cries? I've never seen a man. Have you guys seen a man cry more than this guy? This guy whines about everything. Oh, they have halal shops. Oh, they have hijabs. Oh, they have separate entrances. Like, why do you care? Like, why do you care what people do? You're so obsessed with Muslims. Like, get a life, dude. Like, no one cares about you. You're a loser. I mean, you're a loser. Like, why do you care what people do? You don't like living in what's that place called? Luton? Or I forgot what it is. I think it's Luton, where he was complaining about it. He's like, oh, look at Luton. There's all these people here. You can't do anything. It's a no-go zone, blah, 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 blah. Well, move, bitch. Like, why are you living there? If you don't like it, leave. No one's holding you over there. It ain't like you're paying jizya to anybody. He grew. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe he got his heart broken by a Muslim chick. Maybe he wanted to, flirt with a Muslim girl. And she told him, no, you're a kafir. I don't mess with you. You're a dirty, najis kafir, and we don't date you guys. We don't marry you people. And he probably got butthurt. Or maybe one of his sisters, maybe became a Muslim or something. I don't know. Maybe one of his cousins. You know what? Richard Simmons is also another crazy guy. Yo, Abu Khadija, man, that would be funny, man. If I interview Abu Khadija, I think I'm gonna wait like 8 months until my beard gets long. I'm gonna have a beard off with him. Like, I'm gonna have a beard off with him, Sultan. Maheen. So he feels like that. Hey, this is like a true Salafi conversation. You get what I'm saying? Like, it'll be like I'm gonna have it like ironed and like straightened and like styled, and I'm gonna get like a Rabia, like a silver chain with like Rabia written like in a big format, with diamonds in it and glitter. My man Julos will make it. You know what I mean? But it'll be funny for old time's sake. Yeah, Abu Khadija, um, uh, Osama as well too. Osama. Um, I have a rule: not just anyone who is not Arab using kunya starting. Oh, really? Wow, that's interesting. Floating man, I didn't know that. Why do you feel that is? Because you mean they feel like they're naturally gonna be like something or not? Is that why? Maybe that could be. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, first. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, I had man. I think my beard, no joke, was probably like down to here. I mean, it was probably like this length right here. No joke. I mean, it was. Um. Yeah. I remember that. I remember that, Mahid. I remember that. But anyway, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, neo intellectual. Yeah, yeah. I get what you're saying, Floaty man. I get it. I mean, I know. But I'm trying to be more inclusive. Like, I don't want to pick a bone with them, but I know that they're gonna be very angry to me, and I don't want to be the one that's gonna be like, "Yo, piss off," right? I'll keep that dialogue open with them. They can go and make check feed of me, or they can call me Ahl al Bid'ah or Mubtadi or whatever. I don't care, But at least I did my part. Yeah, we did our part and made that bridge there. We extended that olive branch, right? If they want to join it, if not, do your own thing, man. I don't mind it. But your reality is different than my reality. Man, and I'll tell you something. Many of these so-called Salafis in the early '90s and early 2000s, many of them around America have had a burnout, and Mahin could tell you about that, right? Mahin will tell you about that. There's a burnout, and so they can't deny that. They can't deny about it. You know what I mean? Hey, oh, Harris, Dr. Harris is in the room. Welcome, welcome. He's here. He's in the house. Yeah, I need an eye exam. Maybe that's why Harris. My eyes were hurt with the sun being out, so I needed to block the sun out. Let me see this. People sometimes would give kunyas in the Arab world. My mom would be called one. Yeah, of course. I mean, I don't mind the kunya. To be honest, I don't mind it, but I get what he's saying. I mean, kunya is funny. I mean, I still have one. Abul Aziz. Like, people who know me, they call me Abul Aziz. But I mean, I don't really put it out there. But everyone who knows me is like they'll say Abul Aziz. Like they just put it out there. They know it's like a kunya for me. But I don't really put it out there. I don't think it's relevant, to be honest, Nadia. But I loved Egypt. I loved Egypt when I was there. Oh my God, I can't wait to go back to Egypt. Egypt was for those of you that haven't been to Egypt, I suggest you go, but maybe not now. But when it opens up, Egypt is a fun place, man. I had a fun time in Ramses. I had a fun time in Zamalek, in Zaytun, in Maadi, in Madinat Nasr. I had a fun time. I had such a fun time. I didn't get a chance to go to Iskandariya. I hope one day I can go there. I didn't even go to Giza, by the way. You know why I didn't go to Giza, Mahim? Because that was when I was in my Salafi days. And I'm like, this is the glorification of Shirk Billah. So I don't want to go to the pyramids because these guys are promoting Shirk Billah, and I'm not gonna go to the pyramids. So I didn't actually go to Giza, maybe, but this time maybe I will go and visit the pyramids. Very cool, very cool. Are you from actually Cairo, Nadia, or are you from outside? You're from Iskandariya. Oh, I heard. Now I'm not gonna be racist here, but I heard you people from Iskandariya are like white because you guys got like Greek and like that Italian blood or something, huh? I heard you guys are like the light skinned ones. We have. I grew up a lot of Egyptians over here from Alexandria in Chicago, and they were all like white. I'm like, why are you guys so white, man? Every time I see Egyptians, they're black, and they're like the dark skin, right? He's like, they're kind of brown. And he goes, man, we were mixed with the Greeks in Alexandria. I said, oh, okay. Ikhwani, I don't know if they are. I'm sure they're still there. You can never ban the Ikhwani. You can never ban them. They're gonna be dude. The Ikhwan and Muslimin are like, they are part of Egypt, like the pyramids are part of Egypt. You're never gonna get rid of them. They're never gonna get rid of them at all, ever. And I mean, I have a certain soft spot for them because of what they wanted to do. I'm not saying I agree with everything they do, but I mean, Muhammad Mursi, I have a soft spot for him and what happened to him. Allah yarhamah. I really do feel bad, but I get not everything they do is nice. I mean, I know there's some political stuff there. But I appreciate the history, right? That's cool. That's cool. You know, I'm glad, Eunice. I mean, that's nice. I mean, at least I'm not the outcast. You know, maybe I go where I'll fit in, right? I mean, we got that reddish brown. You know. All right, all right, all right. Okay, take care, Maheen. We'll talk later. You spent 6 years. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. I had some, you know, cousins that went to Mauritania and they enjoyed living in Nekoshoot. It was very nice. I love going to Jordan. I spent some time in Jordan there. Of course, I enjoyed traveling around the Middle East and Dubai and Kuwait and unique. But one thing you learn is that there is nothing better than home. Like if you're born in America, as much as you live overseas and whatever, you begin to miss certain parts of America. I can't explain it, but it is what it is, right? So, but anyways, I think we covered a lot. I mean, anybody have any questions or any other comments that you want me to talk or address real quick? Because I think I kind of blabbered a lot, and I didn't want it to be, you know, too crazy. But I think we went longer than we should have. But I don't know. Anything else, you guys, that's on your mind? Any feedback from the last episodes that we've done? Any thoughts on? Yeah, I mean, I would want to go back, Nadia. I mean, I would love to go back and visit. Like, I would love to go back in the summertime and to go in, you know, and just hang out, have a home there. Like, I'm hoping the war in Yemen is done, and in Gunub we can go ahead and buy and make some property in Mukalla, and it would be wonderful if I could do that. I would love to do that, like build something, but you know, I don't know. We'll see. Allah ya'inana. Anyways, am I in favor of? You know what? I think Kanye should run. You know, mess up the pop, man. Change it. If Trump can run as a celebrity, why not Kanye? Go ahead, man. Do it. You know, throw your hat. I think every celebrity should run right now. Why not? You know, Kanye should run. I think Michael Jordan should run. I think you know, who else? Everyone crazy should run. Charlie Sheen should. Everybody run. Why not? You know, maybe we'll get something better. I'm thinking about going to an Arab country to learn Arabic over summer after high school graduation. Which country? You know, that's a very tough question. I've always said this. I believe that there are many places you can go, like Jordan and Syria used to be at one point. But I've always personally felt this. Other Arab countries will make students of the Arabic language, but Egypt makes teachers of the Arabic language. And that's the difference for me. Like people that come out of Egypt become teachers of the language. And other people who come out of other areas, they just become, you know, good with utilizing the language. But right now I don't know what Arab country you would go to right now because it's such a mess right now. Like, I mean, Syria, unfortunately, you can't go. Jordan, there's a few places you can go there. Egypt, I don't know. I mean, there are places, yes, but it's just a lot of turmoil right now. You know, Egypt is about to get involved in Libya, and you know, Ethiopia is going to take advantage of that. Turkey and that whole mess is going on. So I don't know. I really can't say. You know, I've heard good things about that Al Bayna program in Texas. Which I've heard very good things. If you take a year off and do it, it's a great thing. Um, I've heard about Al Fajr, and that is actually in Medinat Nasr, I think, or as soon. I think I forgot what it is. I forgot what it is, but yeah, but I think that's there. But there's Al Bayna, which is in America, which is a 1-year intensive program, which is here. The only problem is this, okay, and I'll be honest. You will be limited if you just want to learn the Fusha and like for the Quran and Ahadith, you'll be good. But if you actually want to become like an Arabic speaker and you want to speak the language and you want to develop, you won't learn the Ammiya. You won't learn like the dialect. You know, you just won't be able to communicate. And I feel like if you're gonna learn a language, you should also be able to mix with the people. Oh my God, you know, Rehab was just too posh for me, guys. You guys were rich people, You know, you guys have black roads and palm trees and green grass. You know, I was walking with the people in Medinat Nasr. You know, I was on Makram Abed, going to Tawheed wa Noor, eating Abu Mazen's, having kushri late night. You know, you guys were on that Otlob.com, man. You guys were banging out there, bro. We were living in me and Sheikh Amr were in the ghettos, man. We were ducking and diving from Amin and Dawlat, you know. We were just trying to get some phones from Ramses, bro. We were trying to go down there, take a microbus, trying to find a deal on the street. I mean, you guys were living it large out there. The hab was nice and shiny, you know. Yeah, I remember that place. It was nice. Yeah, there were. Yeah, I know. Well, you know what? To be honest, there were a lot of madakhila that were in Rihab. A lot of uh like super Salafis from America moved to Rihab, and they took their children there and everything. Yeah. So you probably know like City Stars and City Center, right, Nadia? That's where like the malls were over there. So fun times, fun places. But anyways, yeah. Start learning the U.S. or UK. Get your basics on Egypt. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Eunice. There's a lot of ways you can start here. A lot of ways you can start here and do a lot of good stuff. Um, there's a lot. You know, back when there was not a tool, there weren't too many options to learn Arabic in America. But now with so many institutes and people that have learned Arabic and came back and formed schools because of Egypt and places like Syria and Jordan, like you have that opportunity here now. Like I remember being in Egypt and around that time, and then like Wissam Sharif would be out there just reciting Quran on YouTube. I knew he was in Egypt. I didn't know him at that time, but I knew him on because of YouTube. I came across him like, oh my God, that guy's living here at the same time I'm here. Sheikh Suhaib Saeed in Glasgow. He was right in the same building that we were in. I mean, like there's it was just crazy. Like I mean, all these people are out there. It was just and I see them now, and I see what they have become, right? And so, by the way, that is another gem, the tafsir doctor, Suhaib Saeed, very good, excellent in tafsir. Like just, I've never seen a man more in love with the Quran than him. For those of you that don't know, he was the one in the UK that did that glorious recital, that program, that event that happened with Sheikh al-Bukhari and I think Dimashqiyya and other people like that. He was the one that did that. So excellent, excellent brother. Check him out, the Tafsir doctor. All right, so I hope we answered your question. I hope you guys enjoyed. If there's nothing else, I think we're probably going to wrap this one up. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, hit the bell so that you're notified when I make content. And, as always, provide feedback. I don't care if it's mean or great. You want to tell me I'm ugly, or you want to tell me that I'm stupid, or you want to tell me I'm brilliant and I'm good looking, whatever. It doesn't bother. Just leave your comments so I know what your feedback is. I know what you guys are liking or you're not liking. We do have a roundtable with the Mad Mamluks coming up this Thursday. So in about a couple of days, I think. Today is Tuesday. So about 2 days, we'll be doing it, inshallah. We'll be in the studio, me, Danny Boy, Sim, Mahin, and Sheikh Amir will be there. You know what, Muhammad, I try, but I don't know. I just put it on Twitter like 30 minutes before I'm about to go live. That's why you got to hit the bell, Muhammad. Because if you hit the bell, yeah, Muhammad, you'll know. All right? There's an Iraqi song. Booya Muhammad, khaf min Allah. I don't know if you guys know that song. It's an old song. It's an old like Bedouin song. But you guys should look it up. Anyway, you reminded me of that song. Anyways, but I will try. I will try to do a schedule. I will try to do one. I'm trying to figure. I'm in Chicago right now because of COVID, and maybe I might just do one. Maybe I'll do one set time, like once a week, and then do my random ones. Because I like being random, guys. Like I'm not a guy that does things on schedules. You see me, I'm all over the place. I talk about 100 different things. My mind is like. That's why Sim doesn't let me talk too much on the show, because I'm just gonna go all over the place. I'll take over the whole podcast. Like I need my own show. You know what I mean? Because I'm too crazy with it. Like I'm just like maybe it's the Arab blood in me. I don't know what it is, but once we get going, يعني كلام الناس يعني you're gonna keep going. You know, there's no stopping. You know, so it is what it is. Anyway, that's been enough. It's time for me to stop this or we'll go for one more hour. It was a pleasure to have all you guys. I'm glad you guys were here. I will put in a date for you, Muhammad Masood. Hopefully, inshallah, we'll do that. In the meantime, subscribe, like, hit the bell, retweet. Make sure you're, and if you can, give some money to the Mad Mamluks at the Patreon page. Be a subscriber so we can keep things going. We have budgets and costs and things like that. I don't need any of your money. Alhamdulillah, I'm okay. We're good. But for the Mad Mamluks, please, I would appreciate it. And make sure you guys tune in on Thursday, www.themadmamluks.com. And the YouTube page is www.youtube.com/themadmamluks. Yalla, we are out. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.